Hi, this is Anirudh, and in today's video, we'll be talking about charge distributions and Gauss law as part of electrostatics. Please do follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, and Telegram channels for your daily dose of math and physics. Let's get started with our JEE problems. For our first problem, we have this. A point charge Q is placed at the geometrical center of one of the face of a cube. The total flux through the cubical surface due to the charge is. So let's construct the diagram for this. We have a basic cube and the charge is placed on one of the faces, on this side face, exactly at the central point. Now we know that if a charge is placed at the center of any structure and it is enclosed on all sides by the structure, then the total flux from that charge is given by, if you have a charge exactly in the center, then the total flux is given by Q by epsilon naught. But in this problem, the charge is not at the center, it's hanging half outside. So to deal with such a problem, we need to construct another cube just beside it. We'll construct another hypothetical cube just beside it. Now, if we look at the bigger structure consisting of both the cubes, the charge is exactly at the center of the bigger structure. So the bigger structure, the net flux moving out through the bigger structure of, suppose if we name this cube 1 and this is cube 2, the total flux through cube 1 and 2 is the total flux coming out of the charge, that is Q by epsilon naught. This flux is distributed equally between this cube and this cube because this charge is placed symmetrically in between. So if this total flux is distributed equally between this and this, then we need to find the flux through any one surface, so that should just be half of the total flux, that is half of Q by epsilon naught, that is Q by 2 epsilon naught. So correct option is option number 2. The second problem involves Gauss law and you need basic unitary mathematics for this. So it says a point charge capital Q is placed at the origin. Find the electric flux through an area 4 pi meters square on a concentric spherical shell of radius capital R. So that means I have a sphere and at the center of the sphere I have the charge capital Q. The radius of the sphere is given by capital R. By Gauss law, we know that the total flux that this charge emits, the total flux is given by capital Q by epsilon naught. This total flux is distributed over the entire surface area of the sphere. Means this entire thing is distributed over the total surface area, which in the case of a sphere is 4 pi r square. So now it is basic unitary mathematics. We know that 4 pi r square area encloses Q by epsilon naught flux. So 1 meter square area encloses Q by 4 pi r square epsilon naught flux. The problem states of 4 pi meter square. So if 1 meter square has this much flux, then 4 pi meter square area encloses Q by 4 pi r square epsilon naught into this quantity, that is into 4 pi amount of flux. The 4 pi and the 4 pi cancels out and the correct answer we get as Q by r square epsilon naught. That is option number 1. So for the third question, we have to deal with a variable charge distribution. It says that find the electric field inside the sphere which carries a charge density proportional to the distance from the origin, that is rho is equal to k into r. These kind of variable charge distributions are very important in JEE problems. You may need to integrate them, sometimes you need to differentiate them. You should know how to handle these. So let's draw out the diagram. We have the sphere which contains the charge distributed according to this relation. We want to find the electric field at any one point E, that is, suppose a distance of small r away from the center of the sphere. So we draw out our Gaussian sphere. A Gaussian sphere is a concentric sphere with this radius of small r. To find the electric field and to apply Gauss law, we need the enclosed charge, Q enclosed. The enclosed charge in a variable charge distribution is given by rho dV, the charge distribution into the differentiable volume element. We put the values of rho, K into R, and dV we can represent in terms of R as 4 pi r square dr. 4 pi and k are constants, you bring them out of the integration and you have an r cube dr. If you integrate r cube, that gives you a r to the power 4 divided by 4. So this is my net charge enclosed within this Gaussian sphere. Now with the enclosed charge I can proceed to Gauss law. We know that the net flux, which is given by electric field into area, or in terms of differentiable elements E into dA, is equal to the enclosed charge divided by epsilon naught. The E is a constant overall in the Gaussian sphere, so I can take it out. So E into the total area, integration of the total area of this Gaussian sphere, our constructed Gaussian sphere, is the total surface area of the sphere, that is 4 pi r square. That is equal to the enclosed charge. We put the values which we have calculated, 4 pi k r to the power 4 divided by 4, and the epsilon naught that was there. The 4 pi cancels out on both sides. The r square cuts out r square on this side, leaving just a square here. So we get the electric field as k r square divided by 4 epsilon naught. This matches none of the equations till now, so we need to manipulate this answer a little. We represent kr square as kr into r divided by 4 epsilon naught. Kr is my charge density rho, so I can put that in there, rho r divided by 4 epsilon naught. This is my final answer. That means my second option is my correct option. Okay guys, that's all we have for today. Great job at learning these sums. Let's move ahead and we'll see you again in the next video. Like, comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel Mathify for your daily dose of math and physics.